Today I'm going to show you how to make a ruffle with the curl deco mesh wreath base. We're going to use two different colors of a deco mesh with jute, 10-inch and a 14-inch work frame. We're going to cut our ruffles at 30 inches. So let's get started. I'm going to move my frame out of the way. So you take your mesh, and because I don't have a mat that's 30 inches long, I have two. I kind of carry my measurement over, but you're going to take your 10-inch mesh, you're going to measure a 30-inch cut. Now, the reason we do a 30-inch cut is because deco mesh frays the more you cut it and the more you handle it. So instead of doing the ruffle base with 3 10-inch cuts per tie, per stem, we're going to do one 30-inch cut per stem, and that cuts down on the raw edges that can fray. So that is our first 30-inch ruffle cut. I'm going to do one more to show you. You just lay your mesh out, put it on your beginning mark, measure down to 30, and make your cut. And that is how we make a 30-inch cut for a ruffle technique on your wreath base. So we are also going to add a curl to each tie, and we're going to cut these at 10 inches. And again, this is 10-inch mesh, and we're going to cut the curls at 10 inches. So you just measure out your 10 inches and you cut. I'll do one more to show you. You measure out 10 inches, and that's where you want to cut. There are 18 stems on this 14-inch wire frame, so you will need 18 pieces of this 10-inch mesh cut at 10 inches, and you will need 18 pieces of the mesh that you're going to use for your ruffle cut at 30 inches. So we pull our base back and we stand all of our ties up. Just gets them ready to work with. This one seems a little loose. I'm going to tighten it down just a bit. So all your ties are standing up. To make your ruffle, you're going to take your 30-inch piece of deco mesh and lay it the curved side down. So you see how it's kind of arching right there? You're going to lay that side down. Okay, you're going to locate your center point with your index fingers and your thumb. You're going to kind of squish a piece of it together between your index fingers and thumb. Use your other 3 fingers as a guide and just kind of pull it back and squish it between your finger and thumb, using your other 3 fingers here to kind of keep your mesh straight as you pull it back. So just keep squishing it back, and with practice you can get a lot quicker at this. Okay, so you've made a bow tie. I'm going to open a tie on the inner. I'm going to lay it in. I'm going to take my twist tie. I'm just going to turn once because that's there, because I'm going to put the curls in. So, and I'll fluff my ruffle that I just put in, kind of make it stand up a little bit. There you go. So we have our first ruffle in. You'll take your next piece and do the same thing. Lay it the curved side down, locate the center with your index fingers and thumb. Use your other 3 fingers as a guide to just scoot the mesh back and pinch it. If you start to get a little off center, just use your fingers to guide the mesh back in line. You've formed your bow tie. Go to your next tie on your inner ring and lay it in and give it one twist, because like I said, we're going to add a curl to this when we're done. So I kind of separate the ruffles so they're not laying on top of each other. Just like that. I'll do one more to show you. Curve side down, locate your center, just pull your mesh back to you. See, I got a little crooked there. I just let it back out a couple pinches and restarted. If it starts to curl under like that, before you're able to squish it, just remove one hand from your pinch and straighten it out. Then you'll go to your next open tie on the inner ring. Lay in your ruffle. And give it a twist. Separate the 2 ruffles so they're not laying on top of each other. They're standing up pretty. Just like that. See how gorgeous is that starting to look? I'll do one more for you. Lay your mesh flat. Use your index finger and your thumbs to locate the center. Use your other fingers as a guide and just pull the fabric back and squish it between your thumb and index fingers. And by doing this, you will form what looks like a bow tie, and that's what we call a ruffle. See, just like that. Open your next tie on the inner and lay in your ruffle. Just like this. All right, I'm going to finish adding the ruffles all the way around on the inner and the outer. And then when we come back, I will show you how to add the curls to each stem. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back, and we have our completed ruffle base. There are 18 stems, so there are 18 ruffles cut at 30 inches, and I have attached 1 to each stem. So now we're going to take our 10-inch pieces of the second color that we cut, and we're going to do what's called the curl. So you see it's got its natural curl. You're going to lay that down and roll it just like this. Whoops, I'm going to try that again. So just roll it like this. Find your center, squeeze it. You're going to open a tie. You're going to add it to that tie. So you're just going to open up the one where you tied in your ruffle, lay your curl in, and tie it back down. Just like that. See? How cute is that? So again, you take your 10-inch piece that you cut and roll it. Just follow its natural curve. The way it's wanting to curve, just go with that. Roll it. Fold it in half to find your center. Squish. And add it to the next tie. Open the tie though, don't add it to the top. Well, I guess you can if you want it to be more full, but I prefer mine like this. The deco mesh kind of sticks on top of itself. I'll do another one for you. Just roll, fold in half to find your center, squeeze or pinch, open your next twist tie, lay it in, and tie it back down. Just like that. So cute. Just like this. I kind of fluff my ruffles and lay these as I go. I mean, you'll probably reposition things several times before the end. Oh, I didn't need to cut that. All right, let's do one more. Roll it. Sorry. Roll it. And then have to find your center, squish, pinch, and open your tie, add it in, and give it a twist. We will end up adding ribbon to this, so I don't want to, tie it all the way down. We're just wanting to hold the curls in place for now. Right, I'm going to attach this one, and then I won't make y'all sit and watch me add each and every one of these. I'll pause, I'll finish adding, and then I'll come back and show you our finished wreath base. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back, and I'm going to add the last curl to our wreath. You're going to open your stem, lay your curl in, and give it a twist back down. We will be adding ribbon at a later point, so we don't want to tie it down completely. And here we go. We have a completed 30-inch ruffle wreath base with 10-inch curls.